All right, welcome to InDesign. And we're going to open InDesign, and because it's part of the Creative Suite, you'll notice automatically that we've got things that we recognize, like our panels on the one side that we can click to open, our pages, things that we're going to use like that. I'm going to reset it just for essentials right now. Right. And anything I don't want, I can just kind of dock over there. But pages, layers, links, those are super important. We also have at the top our option bar and then our toolbar right there. So it looks a lot like Photoshop, looks a lot like Illustrator. We used to have to use Quark, which didn't look like either of those and was just, I don't know, something like a hellscape. So this is a lot easier to use, a lot more intuitive. So the first thing we're going to do is make a new document. File, new document. And in this case, it is our units are already in inches. And that's great because I work in inches. But if it's not, because it might be in picas or points, you can set your InDesign unit preferences by going to InDesign, Preferences, Units and Increments, and changing it here, right? Or, let's see, inches. So sometimes it might be in picas. A lot of times this is how it will open up, and let me show you so you know. When you go File, New Document, and you may be like, wow, I don't understand what 51P0 is. That's okay. You can go to InDesign Preference, Units and Increments, and change those to inches and inches.
What is a pica?
A pica is a term that is used when you start to work with typography.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, that sounds like a food.
It's a good food.
It's really.
So we're going to hit New Document. Go in and we are going to choose a letter. Now we only need one page, so facing pages doesn't really make any sense, but we'll get into facing pages and master pages and things like that when we start working with multi-page documents, like our trading card, our magazine layout, and then our third project. I'm going to make 2 columns. The gutter is the space between the columns, and the margins I'm going to leave. But if you wanted to make them shorter, you can see, or I'm sorry, smaller or larger, you can see that when you do, because this link is selected, it will make all of them bigger or smaller together. Now the bleed is important if you are going to have images that go all the way and extend to the bottom of the page. If you have an image that you want to go off the page, the bleed will show you how much that image needs to go off the page so that when the page is cut, you don't have a white line around it. So I'm going to add a 0.25 bleed, and I'm going to hit Tab, and it goes all the way around, all right? And I'm not going to add a slug right now, and we'll talk about what all of these terms mean as we go on. And our intent is print, not web or digital publishing. So I'm going to hit OK. Just going to think about it for just a minute. And there we go. So if we look at our pages, we have something up here that are called our master pages, and we're going to talk about that in later exercises. But right now we have just one page, and that is where we're going to make our flyer. We have 2 columns. These purple lines in the middle are the gutter, the space between the columns. We have the margins. The black line is our page, and the red line that goes around it is our bleed, which if we have an image that we don't want to have a white line when cut, the bleed becomes important. So let's go to File, Save As, and we're going to save this as Exercise 10. Now, I am saving it as an InDesign document, okay? If you have Creative Cloud at home and are going to try and come in here and work on it, may I suggest saving it as a CS4 or later, or the other thing that will absolutely work is to export it as a PDF for print. That will allow you to hand it in. Okay, we'll be turning in everything in a PDF format, but for now we're going to stay in an InDesign. So let's go back to our handout and let's see. So So some of the information is to plan an event to raise money for the new Space Center. Include the date, time, and type of activity. So the Space Shuttle Endeavour is now on display at the Samuel Oshton Pavilion as they are building her new home at the Samuel Oshton Air and Space Center. So I know for a fact that I'm going to want this information. So I'm going to copy it, Command C off of the PDF, and go over here to our document. I'm going to grab the T. And what this is going to allow me to do is draw a text box for it, and then hit Command V and put that in there. Now, all of this is going to change as we start to create the event and move this around. So I'm not too worried about the size or placement of this yet. I just want to get my text in there. If we have an event, let's make another text box up here. And the event is to